Hey, welcome to the third video on upgrading your peer group and how to really engineer yourself into an environment that better supports the destination, the journey that you want to take in life, rather than just settle for a dice roll of how most people live their life, which is kind of fit into their existing environment. Now, on the last video, we covered a couple of really important points. One was the right way and the wrong way on how to either leave an existing peer group that you're in or try to upgrade to something else. And I shared with you a personal story about when I was 17 on how definitely not to go about that, if you recall. So if you haven't seen that video, please go check it out. And we also covered one of the most important criteria for how you show up when really going to a peer group or inviting your other people to join you in a peer group, and that was the word authenticity, and how you being authentic counts far more when people come to select who they want to be with than what you can leverage on your business card, what skill set you bring to the table, or who you know, all of that stuff. You know, authenticity comes first, and then after that, you know, you can look at any other criteria. Now, in this particular video, I want to share with you what is it you really want to be assessing, either a mentorship group or a mastermind or a mentor, when you're looking out in the marketplace to go and join something, or want to create one for yourself. What are the key 4 criteria that I would recommend personally, having spent years looking at different peer groups, different programs, that I would design something out of? And this comes out of a course that I designed specifically because I was so frustrated not seeing anything else in the market that really was up to scratch. And it's what I call my Elite Mentorship Forum, which I launch a couple of times a year and invite a limited number of people into to really create from scratch an incredible peer group. So what are the 4 criteria that I would suggest you look at when going out? Well, very simple. The first one is to choose somebody that you actually like and trust. Now, that may sound obvious, but I see so many people follow people online or follow people in real life who they may admire their accomplishments. They may feel that they have achieved something that they would like to emulate, but they don't really want to be that person themselves necessarily. They don't really have a lot of respect maybe for how that person got there, or for who they are off camera, or for how they go about their life, or some of the other decisions that they make, or their value structure, any of that stuff. Or it just may not be a team fit, may rub you up the wrong way, or may just not be a person that you resonate with. It could be any of that. But if you're going to commit to following somebody or joining a peer group, then please pick somebody that you actually resonate with, that you know, like, and trust. And in that respect, you have at least, if they ask you to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, you're far less likely to try to go to the left brain and validate whether you should or shouldn't, because you actually think, well, hang on, if this person has my genuine best interests at heart, then he's not going to invite me, or she's not going to invite me in to do something that they don't think would serve my interests. So there's many different reasons for doing that, but it kind of just makes sense, guys. Pick somebody you know, like, and trust. The next criteria I would strongly recommend is pick somebody who is able to offer you advice, quality advice, not opinion. And again, for many people, I see them fall down in this area. Because everybody has an opinion. You ask anybody a question, they'll give you their version of what they think the answer should be according to them and their model of the world. And everybody has a different opinion about something, which is why most people say stay clear of religion and politics, because there can be some very volatile different opinions around that. And that's why it's quite rare I'll go into those 2 subjects on a podcast, but it has been known. But advice and opinion, let's break it down. What is advice? Well, from my perspective, this is what advice is. It's information given by somebody who has first-hand experience of either doing what it is that you want to do, or arriving in a place you want to be, or following a path that you would like to follow. Can they give you advice based upon their own experience, their own story, their battle scars, their lessons, the times they fell down and scraped their knee and had to pick themselves up and dust themselves down? That's why people who have gone bankrupt are usually people who in business can offer some of the best advice. Yeah, if they took the wrong path in the jungle and it went over a waterfall, then they can tell you which steps not to take. Then it doesn't mean you discount somebody. They can offer valuable advice on failure over and above somebody who hasn't yet failed, who can give you good advice on how to continue to be successful, but not necessarily avoid failure if they've never done it. Yeah, it's a fine line, but you get my point. So advice is first-hand experience from somebody who is qualified to be able to do it based upon their own journey. What is opinion? Everything else. Case closed. As I said, everybody has an opinion, and unfortunately, when we look to make decisions, or when we look to start a business, do we go and ask somebody who's successful? Well, hopefully we would, but do we also ask our neighbor or our parents or our brother or our business school teacher that never has actually started a business themselves? And some have, but you get my point. Validate the experience of the person that you choose to take advice from. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't solicit opinion as well, but just know where it sits in its place over and above advice. And don't just go out into the market seeking opinion under the guise of thinking you're getting good advice, because the two are completely different things. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, if you're going to commit, commit. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you. I tell about the story about when I first did my first skydive, and the difference between sitting inside the plane worrying and stepping outside the plane and letting go of fear and realizing that I hadn't got time to be scared when I'm falling because I'm actually in it. Many people have found that to be true in business or any decision, whether it's asking the nice looking guy or girl out at the bar, or whether it's starting your first business, quitting a job that you don't know or don't have certainty of where to go to next, but you just know this isn't the right thing. If you're going to commit to something, most of the intrepidation, most of the negative emotional response, fear, worry, anxiety, stress, all comes from what happens before you make the decision. Once you've made a decision, most of that stuff that was worrying you tends to go away. Why? Decision's made. Now you're just dealing with the circumstances as they present themselves, and that's something you can get busy with rather than sitting back worrying about worst case scenarios or what if this or what if that. So, if you're going to go and join a peer group, and you look through the criteria and it's assessed and this feels right and it's something isn't the time right, commit. If the time isn't right, don't do it. If the time feels right, bang, step up. But tentative is no power. I learned that from a mentor, George Zalicki, many years ago, and it's something I tattoo on the inside of my eyelids. Life is not a tentative experience. We call that being shy. And if you really want to understand what shy is, I'll tell you in a heartbeat. Shy is, please don't let you discover me in case I perceive that you see something you're going to judge me for. Well, I've got news for you. Everybody's going to judge you for something, because that's human nature. Whether you feel that judgment, take it internally, and then put yourself down because of it is a choice. So, shy is about a racket. It's like, wake them up, get them in the game, let's go dance with life. That's why we're here. We're not here to hide in a box. We're here to go try things, swing the bat, and go play full out. So if you find a group that resonates with you, go knock on the door. What's the worst they can say? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, go knock on a different door, or have a look at what the learning experience is to adjust and move forward. So, whether it's inviting people into your peer group, go invite them. If you think, oh wow, what would they want to see in me? Well, that's a story you're telling yourself that you're only ever going to guess at until you make the decision. So go find out. If you see a program that you want to go participate in, and as I say, the worst that can happen is maybe there's no spaces left. Maybe there's, it's out of your comfort zone. It doesn't matter. If you're going to commit, boom, commit. And that's not just for getting a peer group, guys. That's for anything in life. Most people walk around like this giant sort of uncertainty dance. I don't know if you know the uncertainty dance. It goes like this. It's like, well, I'm not quite sure what to do. Contrast that with people that really make an impact in life. They have a congruency. They have a level of certainty that, boom, they make a decision, it's on. It may not be the right decision. Another one of my mentors, Dan Pena, he says, I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt. You gotta love Dan for that. So, tentative is no power. If you're gonna commit, boom, commit. That's my next tip. Final tip. The one thing that makes peer groups, mentorship programs, results-driven, effective, more than anything else. And if the peer group you're looking at or the one you're going to create doesn't have this, don't expect lasting results. And that is, again, one word. I'm all about keeping it simple. Accountability. Accountability is the missing link between people going off on their own in personal growth and people that bind together as a peer group and then go to produce amazing results. Let's look at a gym scenario. People don't hire a personal trainer so that they can learn how to use a piece of exercise equipment. A piece of exercise equipment is not complicated. There's only so many ways you can do a push-up. It's not about learning some new technique that this personal trainer is going to teach you that's going to magically make you fitter, faster. That's not why we hire personal trainers. That's not the criteria we judge them at. We judge them, are they effective at holding me accountable? Which is why, again, the most important criteria when hiring a personal trainer is, do you like them? No, because if you don't like them, you're going to resist them. Whereas if they inspire you to be a better version of you, but also hold you accountable because they know that they have your greatness at heart, then it's an easy call to start paying out money per hour for a more expensive but more effective workout. Not because you don't know how to do the push-ups, but because you've got somebody there saying, hey, you may stop at 8, but I believe you can do 9 and 10. So let's go to it. It's that little extra spark, so we don't talk ourselves out through self-sabotage patterns. Again, something that in the Elite Mentorship Program I'm huge on, because self-sabotage is what takes most people out of the game. And to be able to understand that accountability is your strongest weapon when it comes to doing things that you know you should do but don't do what you know, is just night and day difference between making a result and living a life you want versus making excuses and living a life of what if. So accountability. And the alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, and guess what? It's raining, it's cold, there's nobody at the gym holding me accountable. It's a little easier to press that snooze button. But if you know that you've got a personal trainer there that's going to be waiting for you at 5:45, and you better get your ass out of bed right now, or you're going to lose not only lose the cost of the session, which is motivational for some people, but also probably lose the respect, or probably he'll probably work you 3 times harder next time, and you don't want to face that, whatever it may be. But accountability is absolutely key. Again, one of the things I love about the Elite Mentorship Forum community is the level of accountability between people. We actually assign people accountability partners as well as the group themselves. And there's a lot of stories you'll hear from some of the graduates where they'll meet every once a week, and one group even says, right, we tape a $100 bill to the screen, and if we haven't achieved our goals, we have to tear it up in front of the other people on Skype, and many other different ways on some of the stuff that I've heard some of the grads really hold each other accountable for. And for them that's motivating. Other people have different ways, but as a group, you have to have some level of accountability, or life is going to get too busy being busy for you to not be pulled into a priority to focus on you being a better you. And that's really why you join a peer group in the first place, so that you can be a better you, so you can contribute to the group and also learn from it. And that's really the journey of a peer group and a mastermind and a coach. Anyway, on that note, that's probably all I can share with you in the time I've got now. Please go out into the market, look at what's available. If you're setting up your own, that's fantastic. If you'd like to look at joining something like the Elite Mentorship Forum, please go check out the link and have a look. Again, this isn't a blatant plug. I think you guys know me better than that, but there's some criteria there as well, and have a look at see if it fits, because you can even use that to assess other things if this isn't resonating with you, if it's not fitting any of the criteria for you personally, then use that as a benchmark for where you go, just so you've got something, an extra tool to be able to go and arm yourself with against making the wrong decision. So if it is something you want to come play, I love the all of the students become great friends of mine. We're able to go and create magic together. But really, the whole basis is about becoming the best version of who we can be, so that we can contribute to the world and live the life we were born to live. And that, my friends, is the entire reason I created the EMF, and why you should be looking to raise your peer group in whatever way suits you.